having his statement about Conor's manager coming to MVP and trying to set up a fight, but them not doing it because it isn't associated with the UFC.
Jake Paul has once again stirred the combat sports world, this time by claiming he's ready to fight Conor McGregor. Yes, you heard that right. Paul, who has managed to position himself as a credible boxer in the eyes of some, now insists on specific conditions for the fight, involving UFC.
He doesn't want to push for unless the UFC is directly at the table negotiating, because quite frankly, that's what it's going to take for any of this to be a
UFC or Dana White. Without these terms being met, he says the fight won't happen. The audacity of calling out McGregor, a man who has excelled in both MMA and boxing, has left many scratching their heads. Is this the blockbuster fight fans have been waiting for, or just another ploy by Jake Paul to grab attention for his next announcement? In his latest revelation, Paul even suggested that McGregor's camp is desperately trying to arrange the fight. True or not, it's another dramatic twist in Jake Paul's relentless quest to keep his name in the spotlight. For now, fans are left wondering if this clash will ever materialize. Jake Paul has added another twist to his pursuit of a fight with Conor McGregor. In a shocking development, McGregor's team, instead of going through usual channels, reportedly enlisted Bellator star Michael Venom Page as a mediator. Yes, McGregor's camp, with all their resources and connections, turning to a rival promotion has raised eyebrows across the combat sports world. But in typical Jake Paul fashion, he didn't react as expected. Rather than chasing McGregor's attention,
having his statement about Conor's manager coming to MVP and trying to set up a fight, but them not doing it because it isn't associated.
Like a dog after a bone, Paul flipped the script with a bold demand. UFC and Dana White must be involved. Without their participation, Paul says, there will be no fight. This hardline stance has left fans and critics alike questioning why Jake suddenly insisted on bringing White and the UFC into the mix. Let's face it, this is Jake Paul we're talking about. His entire career has been built on disrupting the status quo, and this latest move is just another chapter in his playbook of bold, headline-grabbing strategies. Jake Paul is no stranger to bold moves, and his latest demand for UFC involvement in a potential fight with Conor McGregor is more than
just saying, for the UFC to grant Conor McGregor the right to fight Logan Paul, and Dana hates the Pauls. You know how Dana holds grudges.
Just posturing. It's a calculated power play. By calling on the UFC, Paul is leveraging its global dominance like a chess master making a pivotal move. The UFC brings more than credibility. It offers unmatched global reach, institutional influence, and a fan base that spans continents. It's a clever alignment with McGregor, whose crossover appeal includes calling out organizations like WWE, proving that being a global sensation requires
Dana White clause attached to this contract for Conor McGregor, and Jake Paul or Conor McGregor, Logan Paul, none of this happens.
Has more than a few knockout wins over YouTubers. By throwing down this gauntlet, Jake isn't just seeking recognition, he's demanding it. He's forcing the UFC, which once dismissed him as a sideshow, to consider validating him as a legitimate player in combat sports. This strategy puts the world's premier MMA organization in an awkward position. Either ignore Paul or take the fight to a global audience, potentially rewriting the way high-profile fights are negotiated. Leading up to Paul's first world title. As if the Paul McGregor rumors weren't enough, another layer of intrigue.
You guys see the Logan Paul-Conor McGregor wins in that fight? I think Logan Paul.
I mean, we haven't seen Conor fight in a while.
I feel like Logan Paul, at his size, when he fought Floyd too, that was years ago. He's like been training. He's in insane shape.
Man, I wish Conor wasn't doing these.
Has surfaced about where and when this mega fight might happen. ESPN's Salvador Rodriguez has teased that the bout could be slated for July or August, setting the stage for a potential blockbuster showdown. September 2025 could see Jake Paul and Conor McGregor facing off in India, with the event reportedly backed by none other than the Ambani family. Known for their staggering wealth and influence, the Ambanis are set to turn what might have been just another fight into a global spectacle. But choosing India isn't just a geographical decision. It's a strategic masterstroke.
I think $100 billion family looking to kind of replicate what's going on in Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia. How they're pushing into boxing. India with that kind of money, maybe trying to.
India is one of the fastest growing markets for combat sports, boasting a massive, untapped audience hungry for high-profile events. Bringing a marquee fight like this to the country isn't merely about catering to local fans, it's about making a global statement. This event aims to showcase India as the future hub of international sports. Then there's the financial angle. With a net worth of $113.5 billion, the Ambanis, Asia's richest family, could bankroll this fight without even scratching their immense fortune. Their involvement ensures that this won't just be a sporting event, it will be a financial and cultural milestone. And hosting the fight in India rewrites the playbook for combat sports, leveraging both the country's emerging market and the Ambanis' unmatched resources. Jake Paul and Conor McGregor wouldn't just be making headlines, they'd be making history, with a global audience witnessing a new era in sports promotion unfold. End footnote. The timing of this potential mega fight couldn't be more perfect. With no major global sporting events dominating.
It just came out. Conor just put it on Twitter that he was in talks with the Ambani family to fight Logan.
Mid-2025, all eyes would inevitably turn to India. This isn't just a fight, it's a power move. A grand, money-soaked spectacle poised to redefine where and how the biggest bouts in history take place. Now let's talk about the fighters. On one side is Conor McGregor, a man who made history as a two-division UFC champion. Known for his flashy style and knockout power, McGregor's persona is as brash as his fighting is effective. He's a showman who backs up his talk with devastating finishes. On the other side stands Jake Paul, the YouTuber-turned-boxer who has shocked the combat sports world. While many doubted him at first, Paul has carved out a boxing career that's impossible to ignore.
He's a big dude, and he can crack.
Yeah.
And I always say that people look at him like a guy who is a YouTuber, and they're denying his skills.
Not anymore, bro. Not anymore.
As of November 2024, his professional record boasts 11 wins and only one loss, a decision defeat to Tommy Fury in February 2023. He even added an amateur victory over Deji in 2018, giving him a combined tally of 12 wins and 1 loss. Not too shabby for a formal social media star. Critics may debate the quality of Paul's competition, but whether he's beating seasoned fighters or stirring controversy, one thing is clear: Jake Paul is a force that cannot be ignored in the boxing world. Jake Paul knows how to stir the pot, whether it's through online beef or his surprising success in the ring. As one of the most talked about names in the fight game, Jake is redefining what it means to be a boxer. And don't forget his brother, Logan Paul. From filming pranks to stepping into the ring, Logan's career highlights are, to say the least, unconventional. He fought KSI twice, once ending in a draw and the other a split decision, but the results were secondary to the spectacle they created. Now Jake is raising the stakes by demanding the UFC's involvement in a potential fight with Conor McGregor.
One, it does show us that this is a Jake Paul-driven thing going on here, and that Conor McGregor makes sense because he's probably still
McGregor. He isn't just challenging McGregor, he's taking aim at Dana White's control over combat sports. This bold move positions Jake's most valuable promotions, MVP, as a potential disruptor in the fight industry, forcing the UFC to either collaborate or risk missing out on a massive opportunity. If Jake gets his way, the ripple effects could be game-changing. His push for cross-promotional mega events could dismantle traditional barriers, paving the way for collaborations between independent fighters and corporate giants. Imagine a world where MVP and UFC co-promote, merging Jake's social media reach with the UFC's global clout. It's a daring play that could permanently reshape the fight game's power dynamics. The fight between Jake Paul and Conor McGregor isn't just about egos, it's about opportunity. McGregor's public image has taken a hit in recent years with legal troubles, sponsorship losses, and lackluster.
Logan said you might be next. Would you be?
Slap the nose off. He's gonna beat Logan.
Performances in the octagon tarnishing his once unshakable reputation. While a fight with Jake Paul might seem beneath him, it's also a chance for McGregor to remind the world why he's still the Notorious. Jake, on the other hand, isn't just calling out McGregor for headlines. He's making a calculated move. By targeting MMA legends, he's positioning himself as the ultimate disruptor in combat sports. He's not just a boxer, he's rewriting the rules and forcing the old guard to pay attention. What makes this potential fight so compelling is the drama. It's not just about who would win, it's about the story. Jake, the social media provocateur, versus McGregor, the king of chaos. Legacy versus disruption. Old guard versus new wave. Most importantly, it's entertainment gold. If Jake versus McGregor happens, it could forever change the landscape of combat sports. This isn't just a fight, it's a blueprint. It's proof that cross-discipline matters.
As crazy as it sounds now, based on how I felt about this 4 years ago, that Jake Paul would give Conor McGregor real problems in a boxing ring and potentially knock him.
Matchups can succeed, that social media stars can stand toe-to-toe with seasoned pros, and that the fight game is evolving in ways no one expected. Love it or hate it, the impact is undeniable. This is more than a rivalry. It's a revolution. Is Jake Paul bluffing, or is this fight with Conor McGregor closer than we think? With all the drama, speculation and jaw-dropping twists Jake loves to deliver, it's impossible to say for sure. One thing is certain though, Jake has a knack for keeping us on the edge of our seats. So, what's your take? Does Jake actually stand a chance against McGregor, or is this just another stunt to stir the pot and grab headlines? Drop your predictions in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And don't go anywhere because we'll keep you updated on every twist in the Paul brothers' fight schedules and the potential game-changing role the Ambani family might play. Buckle up, because the fight world is about to get even crazier.